Alright, hello. We're back and we're doing a new game, which is Grim Fandango. Yeah, good old classic by LucasArts. What I'm playing here, by the way, is the version that was remade by Double Fine, actually. Previous former employees from LucasArts that opened up their own studio, and it's a fairly faithful remaster. As you can see, like a lot of the pre-rendered backgrounds look very similar as before. The characters are not that much less clunky and things like that. So they maintain the style pretty well. Also, the aspect ratio is still 4:3, which was an interesting surprise. I don't know if they just, didn't have, like, if some of the background sets didn't continue far enough or something like that. I mean, I think these backgrounds are actually pre-rendered, so I guess they didn't even have the models and didn't want to redo it, and so maybe they just smoothed out the images and that was it. Although there are elements of these backgrounds that are then actual 3D renderings. So yeah, there's that. That's our backstory to Grim Fandango, and I guess we should dive right in and get started playing. Which means I will restart the game. I let the intro run through so I could do some sound checks and things, and so I'd have some neutral scene that I could play during the opening. Oops, come on. Of course, now the menu won't come up, which is amazing. Let's see, does it now? No. Oh, right. That might be... Okay, now it works. Okay. Yeah, I was stupid. I had the keyboard switched to the wrong computer. Which, I mean, yeah, that can happen, but shouldn't. Jesus. Okay. So here we are. So let's start a new game and see what's going on.
Sorry for the wait, Mr. Flores. I am ready to take you now.
Take me? Take me where?
Now, there's no need to be nervous.
Nervous? No. It's just your appearance. It's a little intimidating.
Intimidating? Me? But I'm your friend. My name's Manny Calavera. I'm your new travel agent.
I don't want a new travel agent. I want to go home.
You can't go home, Celso. You're dead. But you're not alone. Everybody here is just as dead as you. That's why we call it the land of the dead. Are you ready for your big journey?
No. What journey?
The 4-year journey of the soul. It is quite a big trip. And I can't lie to you, Celso. It could be very, very dangerous. Unless you were to take that money you were buried with and buy a better travel package from us. I mean, wouldn't you rather cross the land of the dead in your own sports car? Maybe try a luxury ocean cruise? Or, if you led a very good life, you may even be eligible for a ticket on the number 9 itself.
The number 9?
That's our top-of-the-line express train. It shoots straight to the 9th underworld, the land of eternal rest, in 4 minutes instead of 4 years. But very few people qualify. Let's take a look at your records. Well, the bad news is the train appears to be just out of your reach, but I still got a couple of tricks up my sleeve here. Mm-hmm. Yaha! Yes, that's the ticket. The Excelsior line. Yes, she's a beauty. That compass and the handle will sure come in handy, too. Oh, you're going to have a great trip. Wish I was going.
Why don't you? You could give me a lift.
Oh, I can't leave here until I've worked off a little debt to the powers that be.
Community service, eh? Well, I guess there are some folks worse off than me.
Oh, I'll be leaving here soon enough. No thanks to dead and no commission low-life cases like yours, Menso.
Hey, Manny. The boss told me to tell you not to leave early tonight. He wants to talk to you about something when he gets back from his trip.
Tell Don not to worry. I'm not going anywhere. Especially not with clients like that. Where do they get these guys? They don't qualify for anything good, so I can't sell anything good. Can't work off my time, and I'm stuck. Stuck selling walking sticks to a bunch of burros for eternity. I need better clients. I need a real saint. I need a lead on a rich, dead saint. ¿Qué es esto?
Alright, there we are. Hi, sorry, got distracted testing the multiplayer mode of Beat Saber, and suddenly your voice started in the background. If he's already dead, what's the worst that can happen on this dangerous trip? Yeah, that's what I wondered as well. Like what bad things can happen to someone who's already dead? Like, I guess, dead is not the worst thing, I guess, I don't know. If you get eaten, maybe you don't get to die or something. There could be some really horrible things that could be happening. Who knows?
Ah, the old files, the old clients, the glory days, when people died with dignity, and Domino Hurley didn't exist.
Okay, who's Domino Hurley?
This end cabin is where I hang my cloak.
Oh, and by the way, for those who are curious about the difference between this remake that we're playing and the original, one of the differences is this more traditional interface. Like the original Grim Fandango had what you call tank controls, which means if you press the right button, then Manny would turn right. If you turn the left button, Manny would turn left, like to his left or right. And if you press the forward button or backward button, he would go forward and backward depending on where he's standing. So one thing they added was that now if I press, S in this case, or down arrow, depending on, I set it up to WASD just because that's what I'm used to. It defaulted to the arrow keys. So if I hit down, then Manny comes towards the camera. If I hit up, he goes away from the camera. If I hit left, he goes left from the camera, and right. So it's much more obvious, kind of like what they did in the Telltale games that we played earlier as well. So kind of someone worked out that that's actually a more convenient way of controlling your character. I can understand why they did the tank controls, because, for example, like if you see here, I'm walking down there, and you see I just keep pressing forward. And now if I press forward... Well, actually, if I keep it pressed, he will keep in that direction, so they did that part smart. But, like, if you always were relative to the camera, or if, like I did a few short presses, you see he will just go back and forth. Because every time I press, he's reorienting depending on the camera, and then turning around and back and forth. So, like, you have to be a little bit clever. Like, what they did here is actually a pretty good one. You see that the remaster learned from all the bad variations, because, like, usually it's very convenient to have it relative to the camera. But of course, since the backgrounds are pre-rendered, it has to be relative to the camera. They can't move the camera and show you, they can't make it first person without redoing all the backgrounds. So yeah, but what they added as well is this mouse, and like this hover so that you can see hotspots. Because right now, if I'm interacting with someone, you see like when Manny turns around and he, like right now, he looks fairly straight ahead, and now suddenly his head went and, you know, like turned down a little bit. You see that? Zoop. His head turned down and looked at the item. That was, in the original game, the only indicator what you would be interacting with. Like, Manny would look at the closest interactable item. Which, you know, in some spots is a little awkward. Because, for example, if you go over here, he's looking at something on the table. If you're unfortunate, you don't even see what he's looking at, you know, you just see that he's turned towards something. But what it is, well, it's behind Manny, so you don't know. And then also, like, which of these items is it? That's also a bit of an issue. I mean, if you look very closely, you can kind of tell that one of the items is crisper, because most of the items are part of the background, and this one item is actually a 3D rendered item that they can remove. Because it's the item you can pick up, of course. So, yeah, that's a little, you know, clunky to use that way. The tank controls and then him looking at whatever item it is. But of course you understand the tank controls, because with tank controls you don't have this problem that he will just turn back around. Because he'll just, you know, go forward in whatever orientation he's standing. And you don't need tricks like this where, like, until you release, they keep going in whatever direction you are, and only then they check, okay, which orientation is Manny really in. Again. And of course it means that you don't really see which items you can interact with. For example, when I earlier did a few small tests with this game, I didn't actually notice that there are two hotspots here. There's the left part of the shelf and there's the right part of the shelf. And with the mouse, of course, you see that. And, you know, like, in real world, you would maybe, you know, tell a difference between how the shelf looks, or if you were Manny, you know, then, of course, Manny knows that half of that shelf is actually his coat, his wardrobe. Hi, Num-Nums. Did I also play the older version? No, Ada, I started playing the older version. I own it, so I played a little bit, but I never finished the game, which is one of the reasons why I decided this would be a good opportunity to play the remaster on stream, because for one, the remaster is out and it's much, you know, nicer to look at. You know, it uses more pixel for rendering and things like that. It uses your graphics card to actually render the characters, so they look a little smoother. And because it's an actual, and because of course they improved the controls, and so I might as well get myself to stream it and thereby force myself to try advancing in the game. Okay. By the way, I didn't ask, how are you folks doing? I hope you had a great week. Mine was good. I managed to. Yeah, it's still, you know, it's still hard, you know, the whole work from home thing and just concentrating on stuff. But it got a lot better towards the second half of the week, which was really nice. And I mean, part of that was probably, for one thing, me coming out of a vacation, and, you know, kind of not quite having adjusted my sleep rhythm yet, and so always being very tired, basically, when I was working, but also just in general, that I arrived in the middle of a sprint, which means, like, sprint is the time over which you plan what you're doing. Usually we plan what we will be doing for the next 2 weeks, then do those things, try to get those done in those 2 weeks, and then grab a new 2 weeks worth of stuff. And so if you arrive 1 week in, that means some of the tasks that, were bigger tasks or something that you might have been able to do have already been done by someone else, because you kind of want to, do the complex tasks first and then go and actually do the simpler ones that, if you do not finish one, there's only a small thing that's unfinished that you can just, sneak into the start of the next sprint or something. So, at least I managed to kind of get into a rhythm and kind of find a few things that I could do, that I knew how to do, and with a bit of feedback from some of my kind colleagues, actually managed to get a few things done, so that was really good. Plodding on, preparing to move back to your parents in November, so sorting through things. Oh, yeah, that's a pity then. I mean, I guess, you get to see your parents some more, that's probably good, but on the other hand, I assume that also means, sharing your flat, might not always be the best thing. On the other hand, maybe right now, if you spend a lot of time at home, like most people do right now, then you might as well enjoy, having the additional company and having some people to be around. So I can totally understand how that might go both weeks. But of course, moving in general is always a chore. So I hope you can kind of get away without having to throw away too many beloved things. I mean, I guess, when you move, it kind of helps you decide what of all the stuff that you've accumulated over time is actually stuff that that you need, and you might give stuff away to Goodwill or whatever, and kind of streamline your life a little bit, which sometimes helps. So I hope you can find something positive to get out of that move. But yeah, I wouldn't want to necessarily move right now. Although I guess, I mean, there's worse things than moving. Like, I've been thinking about, should I try looking for a different apartment? Particularly because my workplace, like, I used to work, like, basically in the west of the city, and my apartment was somewhere off to the southwest. So I kind of, headed northeast towards the city to work, which was nice. And on the other hand, now my new job is in the northeast of the city. So that means in the north, pretty much. So I'm heading from the southwest through the city towards the north. So that means the commute is a lot longer to get to the office, which, working from home right now I'm not doing. But I'm kind of thinking like, okay, this would be an opportunity. Because like I could technically come to the office and, that would, liven up my day a little bit to, be among people, even if it's just for a few days a week or something. So I was thinking, maybe I should start looking into, can I find an apartment that's, somewhere, north of the city instead of south? And then if I find something there, then I can probably, it'll probably be, you pick something outside of the city because it's cheaper there, but of course, you want to get to your job, and going through the city is the worst possible case, because lots of people go into the city, and going through means that halfway you're on those same packed trains that go into the city. So it's not really fun. And right now, that's basically my main reason for saying, to my colleagues, if you really need me, I could come to work, but I won't do it right now because, I'll spend my time in a subway car that's basically a giant incubator. If I find an apartment that's closer to work, of course, and not through the city, then I can actually, just head, might even be able to just walk there, and then I don't really have to, get into a subway car or bus anymore. So that would be the ideal case. But I haven't really, looked into that too much yet, because, it would involve actually moving, and right now my apartment is a bit of a mess, and so I'm kind of, the first step is basically to clean that up again, get, certain things squared away. I've bought a bunch of, little sorting boxes and things to help me with that, and, starting to put stuff into those boxes and put those on the shelves or whatever. So just to help me, that way I'll know this box is always where this thing goes when it's done. And otherwise it's always I don't really know, I usually use it here, so I guess I'll leave it here, and then I have random stuff just lying around the house in the vague area where it will be used, and it won't look nice. So that's kind of, but that, takes a lot of work, and in a time like this, it takes a lot of effort just to, do the work from home, and then afterwards I don't have that much energy anymore to actually do the tidying up, so that is going fairly slowly. But occasionally, like one day, once a week or something, I do a few things, and so it's slowly improving at least. Okay. You don't mind being in the office, you just dislike spending 1 hour on public transport during the second wave. Yeah, basically that's my situation as well. In our office, we have, the office is, they've blocked off certain seats and moved apart tables and removed chairs from many of the meeting rooms to kind of, make sure that everyone, that there's not enough chairs there to violate the 1.5 meters just by sitting on the chairs that are there. So basically, it's there's only so many chairs at that long table that if you put them 1.5 meters apart, it'll just surround the table once. And, they've blocked other tables completely and just said, stay away from that and things like that. And we have little lists where we say, okay, we've been hanging around with these people. So we're distancing a lot, and so I think my office will be fairly okay, and it's not, that many people getting closely together. Would mostly be my team. Cleaning up before a move, applied minimalism. Yeah, I guess. Maybe sort of even enforce minimalism, because you go okay, everything I don't throw away, I'll actually have to pack properly, then pay for having it transported, or get a car that's big enough, or something like that, move it into that car if I'm doing the move myself and don't have a moving company, and then at the destination unpack it again, or pay for having it unpacked. So yeah, it's not that much fun. Yeah, you kind of know my situation. It was money reasons I'm having to move back. Luckily you don't have a lot of things anymore, so it will be nice to have the company, you guess. Yeah, okay, that's at least a silver lining, I guess. Of course, sad that you have money reasons right now that you have to move back. I hope that will resolve itself, and that you'll kind of, be able to move out again. I'm kind of wondering, that's probably, I'm thinking that's probably happening a lot right now, So there's probably many landlords right now selling, trying frantically to find new tenants for apartments because people, lost their job or something, or, put on unpaid furlough or whatever. Some countries do horrible things. And so there will probably be a lot of people, moving in with family or something, which, if you think over it, is not the best thing as well, because that means there will be, more tight groupings of people, where you end up, where you might end up infecting each other again. So that doesn't really. So it will be interesting. So my guess is there will probably be, like right now, there's probably a drop in housing costs. So if you can keep your apartment or something, or even, like somehow, like move right now, you might even be able to, like find a fairly cheap apartment, because landlords are going like, okay, I'll sell it, I'll rent it out for cheap, because otherwise it'll just be empty, and having little rent is better than no rent. And then after this all blows over, whenever that may be, there will probably be a spike, people finding jobs again, certain, like the whole event management stuff and things like that, where downsizing is happening right now, because nobody is going, or, almost nobody is going to movie theaters or is attending big concerts or things like that. So all the people that would have, like, been part of that, even if just as part of the gig economy, or actually, running the things, or having a steady gig, like, like a tour or something like that, those people would probably all be getting jobs again, then being able to move out again, which they've been, chomping at the bit to be able to do that. And there will probably be a peak in rents afterwards. So I guess right now is probably the best opportunity. Like here in Germany, there are renter protections. So I'm not sure how significant it will be there. I'd actually have to look up. I don't really know what the situation here right now is. Like whether if you fail to pay the rent, like in general, the normal renter protections are okay, like apply as long as you pay the previously agreed upon rent. And if they're raising the rents or anything like that, you can, object, and they can't easily kick you out. So there's a lot of protections going on there. But I'm not sure what would happen if you weren't able to pay your rent. My guess is that the way most of these things are handled in Germany, they're really sensible to a certain point. But then when it comes to, money, there is that point where they just go, oh, you can't pay. No, then you're screwed. And so you might, so that might be the point at which they say, well, if you can't pay the previously agreed upon rent, your landlord has a reason for kicking you out, and then you'll have to find a cheaper apartment. Alright, where are we? I need somewhere big enough to have a microwave. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's my big problem right now, that my kitchen doesn't really have room for a microwave. I'm surprised you remembered that. So yeah, that would be a reason to do a move as well, would be to find some place where the kitchen is a little larger and I can get a microwave and put that in. You only use the seats diagonally across. Yeah, basically it's kind of like that for us. We have like they actually went through and like measured, the distances, and then just put like little stand-up signs on the table saying, here, don't use this table. That way they didn't have to, put all those tables in storage or whatever. In time it will. It's all tied up in a house sale taking a long time to go through. Oh, okay. So at least you have that to look forward to. Okay, that's cool. You're fortunate you've still got your job. Working from home for 7 months is grinding you down, though, and no idea when we will be back in the office. Plus your site shuts in September, so you barely think you'll get back on site before then. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking like if we're lucky, we'll hear sometime this year, hey, we have an antidote or something like that. Or what's it called? Well, anyway, like either medication for before or medication for afterwards. I can't think of the words right now. And then when that happens, then it'll slowly go back to normal. But my guess is we'll probably hear about this at the earliest end of the year, and then, starting next year or something, when, there's a reasonable supply of that, then they will go and say, okay, here, now we can reopen properly. Although, don't forget that some people never had a shutdown, like all the mail delivery people or something, most of them just had to keep going. So, that reminds me, I might have to take a trip outside today to the ATM, because I thought, I should tip the delivery people that bring me my stuff, that's the least I could do. But right now you don't use cash, so you do everything with via card here, because that means the cashiers don't have to handle the cash and can't get like any, like if you've sucked your finger or something and then to take out the bill, they could get infected, so that's why they're not doing that. Anyway, we're looking forward to the time when all the artists, etc., get back to their work, even if you're not one yourself. Will be like an art explosion. Yeah, probably. That's true. Although, I'm kind of impressed. Like, if you like go on Twitter or something, there's also a lot of people right now, like doing art stuff from home. Some people that are on furlough or whatever, and now for the first time, have basically nothing better to do, and do a lot of art. And some artists, that you wouldn't have seen. Like, for example, I mentioned before that I play Twitch Sings. It's basically a karaoke game. And there are a bunch of people that, usually run karaoke shows at pubs and things like that. And, like accompany the people singing there, and maybe even, sing background vocals and things, or help them when they're lost in the melody or something, or just sing harmonies for those people that know the songs well. And those are now all, like many of those you can find on Twitch Sings, where they go basically, or other, performing musicians, where they go, to kind of, for one thing, practice and get a little bit of social interaction in. And so it's always fascinating that they, like, you get to see them where you wouldn't have seen them before. So that's kind of cool. And, like, there's some artists who just, take the opportunity to, I don't know, extend their website and kind of do, like, quarantine jokes or whatever. And then, so I think some artists, just keep going. Other artists keep going in a reduced fashion. Like, I've seen some, bands that used to get together in, like, rehearsal rooms or whatever, and, made, like, cover versions of songs in, like, a jazz style or whatever, or just their own style. And those bands, are now kind of still recording, but for example, sometimes they just do their rehearsals with masks, and you see that in the videos then. And in other occasions, it's just they suddenly start doing fancier videos because they have to record everyone separately anyway, and then they go, okay, each of you, I'll send you, like 2 square meters of green screen, put that up behind you, record yourself with your phone doing that song, you're part of that song, and then I'll Photoshop you or, like composite you together into a large fancy video. And then suddenly they can do all the effects where before they would have said, well, it's too much of a bother recording each one separately and green screening them. And now they go, well, we could either do nothing or we could actually do this fancy stuff now because we have to record ourselves separately anyway. And so it's fascinating, like how, of course, like in some businesses, it's just you cannot perform right now, so that sucks. But it's also interesting, like how some art forms slightly mutate, or some art forms even, advance, and some artists actually now have time. So I find that fascinating. And, those people might even, like go and say, hey, that company that I worked for before, I'm not going back to them because they fired me. And I don't really want to work in that business anymore because I've now found that I'm so good as a musician. And before, I just thought, well, I can't do anything else, so I might as well do some music. And then they realized, hey, I'm actually pretty good at this, And so we might see, but yeah, that might be your explosion of creativity or art explosion, yeah. You've been able to pay rent, but it's the paying for half a mortgage that's crippling you. Okay, yeah, that's not so good then. So that means we were given a mortgage holiday for 6 months, but it ends in November. Oh, okay. But I'm so happy that many countries do things like that, and banks and things where they go, okay, banks, you're not allowed to, what is it called? Enforce lapses in mortgage payment for this time period because it's an exceptional situation right now and nobody can pay. That's a really good thing that they do that. Vaccine. Yeah, which one? A vaccine? Right, vaccine and inoculation, right? Or is that the same thing? I'm now just like in the English right now, I don't have my words straight anymore. Like the one is vaccine usually is the one before. I'm pretty sure about that. And inoculation, I guess, is the same, yeah. And I've forgotten what the other word was that I was searching about. But anyway. Yeah, but you don't have to sing for money. Getting money out of Twitch viewers is tough work without contract. Yeah, I mean that's true as well, of course. Yeah, and I don't have any illusions that many of these people are probably making a lot less on Twitch than they would be making, punting on the street corner, or is it punting? You know what I mean, like standing on the street corner and just, playing the songs there, or even, like performing at venues and getting admittance fees or something. But there is, if you know that, okay, people actually appreciate busking, thank you, that's it. I always mix up busking and punting. But just like, never mind. But yeah, where was I? A lot of people might have the opportunity now to try out art things, and just realize, hey, I'm good enough and people appreciate it enough, maybe if they went to Twitch or something like that, and then go, okay, here, look, people were actually, like, I got, affiliated or something is not that hard, or I had, if you can go to someone and say, hey, on Twitch I had this many viewers every weekend, then they'll go, okay, that's internationally, and nationally it might be less, but then, there's probably many people who don't know the internet and would know our venue, so this person, it'll probably come up to roughly the same numbers. So if we can expect 30 people to come by to listen to this music, we'll take a risk on that person. and you can actually use that, like use a recording of your stream to show someone, hey, I'm a good entertainer. I can react to things the audience throws my way, things like that. So I'm thinking there might be some good shows coming out of that. So who knows? But of course, there's probably other people who are right now sitting under a bridge that were, pretty happy in a successful career. So I'm not sure if it's a net positive, but or an actual positive. Yeah, you miss not being able to organize trips to the theater. Yeah, I also used to go to movie theaters at least a lot with friends, and that was always fun, going there and maybe going for like to a restaurant afterwards or something, and eating and things like that. And I mean, some of that stuff has moved to like online video calls and things like that. Like our programmer pub night, so to say, is now basically just virtual. Everyone sits at home in front of their computer, talks about interesting things they found or something, like we used to do at the pub. And many of us like buy frozen pizzas and heat them up at that evening and kind of simulate the restaurant that way. So it works. But of course like I'm in a job, and that's a a thing to do that translates fairly well to online. Like the main problem with the pub night is at the pub you can kind of like spontaneously build smaller groups. Like if two people figure out, oh, they have an interesting topic to talk about, they can talk, and at the same time at the other end of the table another group of people can talk with each other. And when that conversation ends or something, you can kind of hear around and see, okay, who around you has a different conversation that you can contribute to, or that you're interested in, or that you want to ask questions about. And so, it's very easy if you're just sitting around a big table, or fairly easy in comparison at least, to like break off in groups and then return to the bigger group. Whereas most video chat stuff doesn't have that feature. So you basically have everyone is sitting right next to everyone else, and if one person talks, nobody else can have a different conversation. And that would be kind of nice to have in such video conferencing software, the ability. Like I saw there was one conference that actually had like different video conferencing rooms that were kind of arranged as virtual tables. So it was basically like, okay, we have this dinner in the evening, and there people are arranged in tables of, I don't know, 5 or 6 people. And so we just make a chat room for each of these tables, and then randomly assign, or the same way we would have done before, assign people to those chat rooms. And then there was, of course, also the option to kind of leave one chat room and go to another one if you wanted to, as long as, that chat room wasn't full, which is like the tables. If there's a seat not taken, then after a few conversations, you will probably look around and say, oh, I'll see what's going on at the table over there. And that's kind of how conferences works. Right, in video conferences, everything has the same volume. Never thought about that. Yeah, exactly. And you have both live theaters and the cinema. Yeah, makes sense. You never thought about that. Your tea and cakes bi-weekly meetings are normally very quiet, and one of two people chatting. Yeah. It depends on like what's going on and how many people you are as well. And like, like when the food arrives, of course, usually it gets a little quieter or something, and before, while waiting for the food, there's usually a good amount of talking. And when, like a person leaves or something, then it might get quieter again. And when a new person arrives, then, that person kind of has to catch up. So there's a new burst of conversation and maybe some new topics, being brought up because someone thinks, oh, we talked about that last month. here I found out this and this, and then someone else goes, oh, you talked about that last month, I wasn't there. You know, there's a lot of like incidental things that can go on or that you can overhear, and that's kind of missing in chat programs. I'm kind of hoping that they build solutions for that, because it would just like, I think having the option to do, you know, like some things like not unlike pub nights online would probably be great for other people as well, you know, people who cannot travel, or people who, you know, or even groups, you know, who are, you know, former colleagues who have now moved into different countries, or you know, like university flatmates or something, you know, who could just keep sitting at the kitchen table over lunch, even though they're now on different continents. Well, maybe not lunch over different continents because time zones, but you know what I mean. But yeah, so that's actually like an interesting problem in such video conferencing software, that I'm kind of hoping they offer more solutions. Like especially the, you know, having different tables, and maybe, you know, being able to, you know, like designate several chat rooms as tables in the same room, and then having everyone be in all the chat rooms, but you, by mousing over, pick which room gets boosted to full volume and all the others are lower volume or something like that. Sounds like a cool idea, and then maybe indicating, you know, still indicating who is speaking, so that you can kind of see, okay, this table is fairly quiet. I don't know, there's a friend of mine sitting there, let's go over there and talk to that friend, because I wanted to catch up, but I didn't want to interrupt the previous conversation or something. You know, that would be a cool feature to have. Also, of course, you could even moderate that, so that you could say, for example, I have at the podium have the speakers table, where I can actually control that only one of these people may speak at any one time, and I can, you know, like just click one to kind of turn them up or something like that, or just, you know, like I can just select which people speak. Maybe it doesn't even have to be just one person, and then, you know, you can, like in a sort of more round robin discussion or something, you know, you can mute basically everyone who isn't part of that presentation, and, you know, pull them up. Hello, Flinty82, thank you for the follow. Welcome in, you know, grab a chair, listen. If you want to chat. If you don't want to chat, lurk, that's fine as well. And I should probably at some point go back to the game. But yeah, I guess it that's also Num-Nums, the thing that you said about your meetings that are normally very quiet, you know, that of course shows that you know, like every meeting is slightly different, and the software that you use kind of right now mainly covers the cases for you know, like conferences or presentations, like work things, where like two colleagues need to discuss something, or a small group of colleagues need to work out what exactly it is, and there's usually a fairly clear rule, you know, like who speaks right now, or, you know, like someone gets asked a question and answers, and the person who asked the question then should usually listen, you know, things like that, because they're interested in hearing it. So it's a fairly benevolent and structured way of having a conversation. Or it's a presentation where basically it's one way, you know, the presenter says something and everyone else just listens in, which, you know, is like a Twitch stream or something, maybe without the chat or maybe with the chat. And some, you know, and there's like a lot of variants in between, of course. There, you know, like, do you want to be able to have a Q&A at the end where you can actually hear and see the person asking the question instead of them asking the question in chat or something like that? Although I personally, asking questions in chat, like at the end of a Twitch stream or something, is actually very convenient because I can just look over there, peek at the chat, and go, okay, that's what they said again, or that's the exact phrase they used, and, you know, pick that up again. Like explosion of art. I like that phrase. So cool that I can just look and see it again. So yeah, that's a really cool aspect of that. And in other cases, you know, you want a less formal settings, and the less formal the setting gets, the less well supported it is by software right now. Alright, let's see. So we get a classic verb coin here, by the way, which is cool. I have to say, like, if there's one criticism I have about the style of the remaster, it is that these, like this menu and the mouse cursor look a bit out of place. Like, of course they have to be, you know, clearly defined, but they don't quite fit the art style.
Looks like I got a message.
Use or pick up, I guess it doesn't make a difference.
It's some sort of special work order.
To all agents from Office Manager Don Copel.
All right, you boneheads, thank your lucky stars and get to your friggin' cars. We have a mass poisoning on our hands. Too many dead to assign specific cases, so all clients are first come, first serve. So let's see some hustle out there.
Whatever you say, Jefe.
I forgot to start my bot. Damn it. I wanted to do a yay. Sorry about that sound. I know everybody probably thought, wait, did Windows just... Well, at least it wasn't the unplug sound, so most people probably not. But yeah, I think... Let me just check. The bot is still coming up. No, bot is not dead. Bot is just asleep because I didn't start it up. Sorry. Pro streamer. Alright, let's try that again. Mass poisoning, yay! Alright, I should actually put that bot over here. Because it has really big text and it's much easier reading that way. Sort of easier reading. Okay. Sorry, have your hands in the sink cleaning. That's good, you know, that's something I should be doing. So I'm not gonna criticize you for that. Oh yeah, one thing in this game they kept, which I kind of wish they didn't, is the inventory. It's like, it's a cool idea. Oh, actually. Can't actually see that. I didn't think that there is, which you can't see. Basically, the image itself is 4:3, and they added some overlay controls. You know, like you press U to select, press E to examine item, plus I to cancel. Those you can see, and then they added like little arrows left and right to indicate, hey. This is, you can switch left and right through the inventory here. And those are in like a fancy border that I cut off because, yeah, the game itself is 4x3, so why would I need these edges? And that way, you know, I could move everything over to the right and the webcam wouldn't overlap the... so this webcam here wouldn't overlap the game picture here. And, you know, if I just moved it off screen, then I would have had, like here on the left, would have had like half a border on one side covering half of that black area, and this way a full black area looks much better. A glass smashed in your hand when you were cleaning it. That's another glass down. Well, see it from the positive side. You won't have to move that glass. You can buy new ones once you're moved. Ha! Positive thinking! I'm not good at it. Alright, so let's switch left. Oh, yeah, we can examine these items.
My scythe. I like to keep it next to where my heart used to be.
I love that the scythe is like folding like the, you know, like the seeing impaired walking canes, which they use, you know, kind of to like feel out their surroundings. That's a cool, like a cool place to steal your to steal your design from. Okay.
It's some sort of special work order.
Okay, so that's the message we just got about the poisoning. That's also not, you know, given you don't have any mission objectives in this game, like no mission objective display, I would have, you know, wanted that this description says, hey, you know, we have a mass poisoning, go there. First come, first serve, as a reminder. Okay, and that's all we have. I guess we can select. Oh, then we have it in our hand. Okay. And I guess if I press I again, we cancel and we don't have it in our hand. Okay, cool. Wait, can I do anything with that?
My computer gives me instant access to our database of deadbeats.
Oh, I can actually use the computer. Cool.
Here's Celso's file. That walking stick was too good for him. Not portable.
Aww. Who has a not portable computer these days? Did we look at these already?
Ah, the old files, the old clients, the glory days, when people died with dignity, and Domino Hurley didn't exist.
Okay, who's Domino Hurley?
This end cabin is where I hang my cloak.
Yeah, the mouse is really nice because you see when there will be, you know, when you will be changing rooms, like here. Because if I walk over there, it's kind of sudden, poof.
My boss is always giving me these motivational sales books. They bought the farm, now sell them the cows. Stuff like that.
That's a great title. They bought the farm, now sell them the house. That's a nice death pun.
It's a deck of cards. Better take these cards. It looks like a long day of solitaire for me.
You know, it's the basic rule of point-and-click adventures is steal everything that's not nailed down. Oh, okay, that's...
I don't feel like pitching cards right now.
Oh, we can actually do something... Oh, so that's use, I guess? With whatever you have in your hand. Okay. It's... You know, I understand... You know, they were working in constraints here. So they kind of tried to retrofit a nice UI and a mouse UI as well into a game that was designed differently and, dare I say, at the time they thought it was a clever idea, but we found out by now that, a number of these choices were confusing and you wouldn't do it that way anymore now because now we know better. And so it's fascinating, like what they're trying to do, and it works better than what was there before. But of course, it would be better if they could just done a regular UI, like I don't know, click this, get a grid of inventory items, click an item to pick it up. Right-click it to examine it, or whatever, or hit E while the Telltale games actually had a pretty nice UI. I guess, like if you look at this and the Telltale games, it's really a good match. Flinty, you really hope this is a long stream. You're here for the ride. Yeah, the idea is that this will go at least the next 4 weeks until Assassin's Creed Valhalla comes out or something, but I'm also, I want to finish this game, so I haven't quite yet decided. I might do Assassin's Creed on weekdays or something. If I can, work up the energy to actually resume streaming on weekdays. Right now it was only on Sundays. But this stream, I mean, we've already had 1 hour of just talking, and we just making it out of the first room. So this will be a long stream, definitely. But thank you that you like. And I definitely, if you like people nerding out about, game design or something, then you're in the right place, because I'm, it's an amazing game. I want to keep playing it. I've been wanting to play it for years, so I will keep playing it, and I damn well want to finish it. But also, I will criticize the heck out of it, because, if you wanted to make a game now, would you want to copy this or not? And things like that. Would you, do it similar? And as I said, the Telltale games kind of had this nice thing where they had the inventory, and the inventory had a magnifying glass for look at, and another button for, combine two items, and so you could just take an item in your hand by clicking it in the inventory, then either click on the magnifying glass with that item to examine that item, or just click outside the inventory to fold up the inventory and use it with something in the room. And you can tell that, they saw Grim Fandango and thought, such a great game, but this part in the UI didn't really work, this close-up view of stuff, and having to switch through like this is kind of annoying.
I keep meaning to mark these cards.
Wants to mark these cards? Interesting. Warning, this game does not automatically save. Please save in the pause menu to avoid losing progress. Okay, this is another game design thing. It's an old game, I understand. You can't really retrofit autosaving without a lot of work. But what they could have done is give me a shortcut. I guess you have save game here, and you can pick a save slot. But it would have been nice if they had gone and, probably, adding an extra save slot would probably be not that hard. At worst you could just make the game pretend it only had, the old game code, basically. Pretend to only have one save slot, and just hard code everything to go to slot 0, and then swap out that file. Or, change the file path it will be using via some other UI. And, that way just circumvent any assumptions the old game made about how it handles its multiple games or allocates memory for them or something. And still have multiple saves. And then they could have had, the 4 save slots that they have right now, plus an extra quick save slot. And could give me, press F3. Sorry, hit the microphone there. I hope that didn't pick up. You know, hit like F3 or F5 or something to save, but whoops. I think I just hit my desktop and I don't know how. Ah, this way, I guess. Sorry. Pro streamer here. Hey! I've only been doing this for a few years. Okay, let's see. So that's his little room. Is there anything? No, that's the end of the corridor, apparently.
Domino's door is locked. Probably scared I'll steal one of his files. Not a bad idea, actually.
Oh, so this Domino guy that we saw here, what was his name? Domino something. Over there. What was his name?
Ah, the old files, the old clients, the glory days, when people died with dignity. And Domino Hurley didn't exist.
Okay, Domino Hurley is what he's called. I'm actually impressed that they managed to retrofit
Domino's
this mouse
door is
movement in
locked.
there.
Domino's door is locked.
Okay. So Domino Hurley is the guy next door. Good to know. He seems to have a much fancier door than we do.
It's my boss's secretary, Ava.
It's my boss's whipping boy, Manny.
No. Charming. Is Domino Hurley his competitor called? Yeah, exactly. That sounds like it.
Buenos dias.
Manny, why aren't you at the poisoning?
What poisoning?
The Code 3 gazpacho poisoning that everybody's at but you. Why do I send out memos if nobody reads them?
Where was the poisoning again?
Just ask your driver, for crying out loud. He'll know.
Any messages for me?
Besides the one about the poisoning?
Yeah.
I only have one other message for you, Manny. I'm not your secretary. I don't take your messages. So get it through your thick skull and stop forwarding your phone to me.
All right. But that sounded more like 4 messages to me.
4 messages.
Busy as ever, I see.
I'd have more work to do if you had more clients.
Ouch. In my heart, though, you're still my secretary.
Manny, what are you talking about? I was never your secretary, even when you were on top. I got one boss, same as you, Don Copel.
That was a rude answer. Okay.
Well, I gotta go hit the bricks.
Okay, you show those bricks a lesson.
I like her. Definitely like her. She doesn't have any of his shit.
Big Mr. Boss Man doesn't want to be disturbed today.
Okay. Guess we can't send her a message or anything like that. Oh. Anything here? Ooh, what's this?
It's a hole punch. Could I take your hole punch?
Ha! I doubt you could take my half punch.
Mind if I use your hole punch?
Knock yourself out.
Thanks.
Gets the aggressions out, doesn't it?
What's this? Oh, that's
It's my boss's secretary, Ava.
It's my boss's whipping boy, Manny.
Oh, what's this? Oh. Okay, I guess that's where our driver is, but first, look at the other door. Just in case there's anything missing in the house. Okay, that's around the corner here.
Let's see. Where am I on this? Don Copal, Domino Hurley, Junior Sales Associates. That better not be me.
Oh. Kind of had a little bit of a descent, I guess.
There she is. The number 9. One of these days, I'm gonna ride her right on out of here.
Isn't that what everyone says?
Ah, the old head of the department. Way before my time. I heard he was a total slave driver.
I like that they have a, you know, that whole Inca and Day of the Dead thing going on here. Is that a South American Art Nouveau? Yeah, it kind of feels like that, right? Like it's sort of between a ziggurat, like those door frames, and that might be slightly Greek. I don't know. There's a car up there apparently. That's the car and the train you could take to the afterlife. Interesting.
It's locked.
It's locked, okay. It's locked, alright. No, that's a different game. I'm sorry. Okay, that's the elevator we came out of. Now let's check again what this leads us kind of into the back, I guess. Oh, okay, and that's the elevator. What? I would really be curious, like, how they implemented this, you know? Assuming you have a game that was built just for keyboard tank controls, you know? So there's not really, you know, anything in the way of pathfinding information or something in the game. But I guess there's like a virtual, you know, like floor and like obstacles, you know, just simple rectangles. They're just not being drawn. So I guess they probably added pathfinding to the 3D engine and kind of maybe they already used objects for the collision detection, and so that way they maybe could like calculate which part of the floor you can actually walk to or of the wall.
Not that I have a choice, but I wonder if I'd be happier working on a ship. Then again, I'm so competitive, I wouldn't be able to relax until I was captain. Not that I have a choice, but I wonder if I'd be... Then again, I'm...
Alright.
Now this guy, I don't know who this guy is. I think he just paid for the lobby renovation. It's locked.
Why are all doors locked here? Okay, and I guess, you know, there's probably like boxes here that say if you move in this box, then, you know, it will trigger transition to the next room. Like, quote-unquote doors. So I could see how they could use that, you know, to detect, like, okay, this thing has to have that mouse cursor. Like, if your mouse coordinate is here, you know, find out what object is under the mouse, and in this case that would be the invisible go next room box, so you can just click that. But then they'd still kind of have to do the pathfinding. So, you know, it's not, you know, like, impossible to find out how they would do it, but it sounds like it would require some clear thinking so that you can't do things with the mouse that you wouldn't be able to do with the tank controls. You know, although I guess what they could probably do is, you know, like if you click somewhere, they could calculate, okay, what is the area, calculate some lines, and then just, you know, what they're basically doing is if you click he walks the straight line there. So they probably just go, okay, how much does he have to turn? Okay, turn him, and then, have him just walk straight ahead until he reaches the next corner point in that path we calculated or something. I guess it's not, like super difficult, but still there can be lots of glitches if you get it wrong. So I think it's a smart piece of engineering. It's also interesting that when you get close here, the doors open and close. But here the door, is... I guess they don't really remove the thing when you walk in because they know that the door will open. But that's kind of like a problem, like if the door is supposed to block something, it has to be done differently. But maybe that is just how it was under the hood, Like if they had a blocking door, then they probably removed the box that you have to walk into and didn't just have something in front of it. Or even if they have something in front of it and work that way. But I mean, why would they really? Because, it's just 2D animations, the doors. And because the whole background is just two-dimensional. This door here opening is just a pre-rendered animation. It's not actually 3D in-game. So it's just a little movie running here. It's cool. Okay, it said we should go downstairs to... we should go to our driver to get to this poisoning, so I guess that's the first thing we'll do. And then we can always go back and check out what else is going on here. Okay. That's the exit some car drove out of.
There are lights for wash, rinse, wax, and land of the living, depending on your destination.
Wait, what? There was a car that drove to the land of the living? Oh, right. So Land of the Living is probably where we gotta go to, to pick up the dead bodies. So that's probably why it has Land of the Living. But, like, why it's, the same for, like, the car wash seems a little silly. But okay, I'll let you have that one. Seen a driver yet, and I don't want to walk out there as a person if I don't have a car. But yeah, I guess they're kind of pathfinding and then manually walking the character there to prevent them from going anywhere they shouldn't be able to. So probably if they, do a path to the closed elevator door, then, you would just bump into the front of the elevator door, and at that point it would probably just say, hey, okay, we'll cancel this pathfinding.
Here's what I need. Wheels. Here's what I need. Wheels.
Skeleton with wheels. Don't be. That would look ridiculous. Skeleton on stilts already looked ridiculous, but wheels... Also, you'd keep rolling off of things.
It's a tool cabinet. It's locked.
Hey, Hey, who's messing with my stuff? Oh, sorry, sir. I didn't expect... Sales agents usually don't come over to this part of the garage.
Hey, you a driver?
Me? Ha! No. I don't ride them, just wrench them.
I'm Calavera. Manny Calavera.
My name's Gladys. I don't get many visitors. Hey! I got a message for a Mr. Calavera. Your driver said that Mr. Hurley said that he could have the rest of the day off.
Domino sent my driver home?
Yeah, wasn't that nice?
Of course. So Hurley sabotages him.
Looks like I need a new driver.
Oh! I would agree with that. Yes, you do.
Gladys. Gladys? Is that a German name?
Oh, no. My roots lie not in any earthly nation's soil. I am an elemental spirit summoned up from the land of the dead itself and given one purpose, one skill, one desire. To drive! Or to change oil and adjust timing belts if no driving jobs are open.
Oh, okay. So I guess you want to be my replacement driver would be a resounding yes if we asked him, but let's try the rest of the dialogue first.
Nice hut.
Yeah, I wonder how nice it would seem to you if you were trapped in it all day like me.
If you hate your job, why don't you quit?
It's not just a job. It's what I was created to do. If I get any farther away from cars than this, I'll get sick and die. It's like I'm not happy unless I'm breathing in the thick, black, nauseating fumes.
Can't imagine.
Ooh, cigarette joke, I like it. Subtle. Let's send him back in the shack first, because just I want to know what his answer to that will be, or his reaction. Will probably be something funny.
All right. Back in the shack, Mac.
Later, Oni, Pony.
There's something big going on in there. Not picking that up. It's a tool cabinet. Not picking that up. It's locked.
Hey, who the... Huh?
Okay, let's ask him if he wants to be my driver.
You want to
now.
be my replacement driver?
Me? Oh, no. Sorry. Can't. Rules.
Come on, Gladys. I need you to be my driver.
No, I can't. I'm too big.
You're not too big. The cars are just too small.
Yeah, those dang compact cars. Hey, that gives me an idea. I could alter your car just a bit with just a quick torch job to let out the seams, you know? But I'm not allowed to modify the cars without a work order from upstairs. I could lose my job.
A work order, huh?
Yeah. I can't torch anything bigger than a cigarette without one of these signed by the boss himself.
Hey, that's my line. Getting people to sign. Back in a snap.
Yeah, too small. I'm not too big. Everything around here is just too small.
Cool. Okay, so I guess we've got our first puzzle to do. I like Lotus, he's cute. Oh, what's this? What's this? What's this?
That won't help it get signed.
Oh, let's put that.
I've got to get this work order signed.
Back in the pocket, okay.
Who's afraid of a little rusty water?
Hey, Manny! Did you get that work order signed yet?
No. Can't we just do it without?
I told you I could lose my job! Manny, if I lose my job...
Hey, don't worry. Just go on back to work. I'll get that work order signed, somehow.
Alright. Let's find out. That's cool. This is a cool design. Like, this is, like typical, like US garage look. And upstairs it's like this Inca, Maya, whatever, more traditional, fancy look. What happens if I walk over there? Let's try that and see what happens. What is he? A capybara? Well, it said he was an elemental spirit, so I guess nothing we've ever seen before.
Can't go through on foot. People have tried, but they never came back.
Ooh, that sounds spooky. People have tried, but they never came back. But yeah, I guess, like, given, that's how... Oh, we can actually make him run by double-clicking. Cool. I just somehow remembered, hey, that's how we do this in other games. But I guess, yeah, running is something you can do with the keyboard. Okay, what was it? Shift. So I guess, yeah, they knew that there were some long distances to walk.
I've got to get this work order signed.
I wish they had told me more of what this work order actually says or something like that. Select. I'll talk to Eva.
Eva, I really need the boss to sign this work order.
I'll give it a shot. Mr. Copel, I've got Manny Calavera out here to see you.
Didn't I say no interruptions today?
Sorry, Cal. Maybe tomorrow.
That's too late.
Oh yeah, like you're going anywhere.
Yeah.
I can't find my driver.
Manny, do I have to explain your job to you again?
Yes.
Well, the Manuel Calavera that I know picks up people in the land of the living,
Dead people?
preferably, and he brings them here and tries valiantly to sell them the best travel package they qualify for. If he sells them enough premium packages, our hero will be free to leave the land of the dead. Until then, he and I are stuck here having the same conversation over and over again for eternity.
Well, enough about me. What's your job like?
Like babysitting, except I don't get to watch TV.
What if we just skip town tonight? You and me, baby.
Well, thanks for the offer, but we'd never make it out of the city alive.
But
In one piece, I mean.
I bet I could get you out if I really tried.
Oh, Manny, look at you. You're a trapped soul and you don't even know it.
You would also say you're an elemental spirit if I wear the ghost of a capybara. Sounds more intimidating. Good point. I'll ask Glottis, I guess, if I ever get the opportunity.
Why do some clients qualify for better travel packages?
They led good lives,
Que traes? How do you define a good life?
better than yours and mine.
So what did you do in life to get stuck here?
What I did back in the fat days is none of your business. You know the rules.
Eva, I really need the boss to sign this work order.
I'll give it a shot. Mr. Copel, I've got Manny Calavera out here to see you.
Didn't I say no interruptions today?
Sorry, Cal.
Can I don't know. log in.
Big Mr. Bossman doesn't want to be disturbed today.
Can I use the hole punch? Whatever that will help.
That won't help it get signed.
Guess let's go back and see if there's anything else. Now, if only we could find a signature
Domino's door is
counterfeit.
locked.
Hi Garish, how's it going? You've been lurking, doing dishes. Okay, everyone is doing dishes tonight. I feel really bad about having some dishes still left to do. Yeah, I just started this game.
Domino's door is locked.
And it's promising to be very funny, although I'm also very, very slow at playing it right now. Oh, can I maybe put the work order in there? I don't know, I doubt it'll work because usually...
That won't help it get signed.
You know, they tell you more about these systems, but like if you have the pipe mail... So Garish, how's it been going? I see you've been singing earlier. Oh, that reminds me, I wanted to... shout out, and I forgot that last time. And yes, yeah, you were doing Twitch Sings and were singing really nicely, thank you. And of course, we also have Num Nums in chat. Oh, you're playing Crusader Kings 3 right now. It's an interesting game. It's not quite like my cup of tea, because it's just, you know, too much strategy and too little... You know, it's more... You kind of have to make up your own story. And I always kind of prefer games like this, where, you know, you have a story and you're led through it and you can kind of find your way through it or maybe make decisions or something. But, like, I don't know, that's kind of something I'm more in the mood for right now. You tried it as you finished Ori, your poop at strategy, and it kept crashing. Aww. That's a pity. You dislike having a map as the only background too. Yeah, it seems kind of... I mean, it's, you know, like, I can understand that the mechanics can be fascinating, but for me, you know, it feels like an endless game. So either I would just never stop playing the game, which, you know, is not good for life, or I just play one level and then say, well, I've played that one level and all the other levels will be basically the same. So, you know, why should I, you know, play more? Kind of like that. And so it's with many of the strategy games, it's kind of like, you know, the interest comes out of saying, hey, I have an hour to play something and I'll play this. And yeah, I guess I kind of see games more like reading a book, you know, just trying to explore a story. Can we use...
That won't help it get signed. I've got to get this work order signed. I've got to get this work order signed.
You have no idea what I can do with this work order. So do you have a new game lined up already? I actually, like, as you probably noticed, like, I'm always kind of dithering what games to play next, but I actually like thought, like all these reasons are there for playing Grim Fandango pretty early after the stream already, but then went okay, what other games could I play and things like that, but in the end ended up with Grim Fandango after all. Okay, I guess we'll go out the other door. This door yet. Guess this is where we saw out the guy in the intro, yeah.
I remember the year they built that. Mostly because it cost so much, we didn't get bonuses that year. Tacaños.
It's interesting that they renovated all the entrance areas and things and didn't get bonuses. Interesting.
Oh, I sold so many car travel packages when I was first starting out. When did I lose my edge? No parking. Client car pickup only. We can't operate cars. That's how they keep us from skipping town. I left my tow truck back in my other suit.
There. Guess let's explore. Find a pen and forge the signature. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking, but like the pen on the desk of Ava wasn't interactable, so it's at least not as easy as just taking the obvious pen in front of me. Yeah, that's why I'm exploring here, to hope that I find something, even if it's just a forger's.
I'm not walking on the free. The petrified forest Rubacava. Not really that far away, but to me they might as well be on the other side of the world. I shouldn't even be standing here.
Okay, now we found a little bug, I guess. So yeah, it's, he's actually just simulating the walking. Okay, at least we found out how this game works now. Because usually I would have done...
The petrified forest Rubacava. Not really that far away, but to me they might as well be on the other side of the world.
Okay. Wait, let's see what happens when we walk over there. Oh, nothing. It's actually a pretty nice sidewalk. Where are we? Okay, here's this. Okay, I guess that's our building then. That's the highway. There seems to be some sort of carnival going on, I guess. There's some skeleton. Yeah, there's some skeleton pigeons on the roof of that building over there. Cute. Aw, I love it. Okay, so let's see. There's more pigeons here. Oh, they're cute. Aww.
Those crates are completely blocking the sidewalk. What if there were a fire?
Oh, okay, so walking too far over there takes me out again. That's buggy as well, but okay.
Looks like some sort of crafty mine. Hey, what's going down, clown?
Hey, back off, suit. I'm practicing.
Practicing what?
Wringing your neck. What does it look like?
Twist me up one of them, huh, fella?
Yeah. Twist this, all right?
What?
Bet you can't do a cat.
Shows what you know, buddy. I can do anything. I can do birds, amphibians, famous poets. Go ahead. Name one.
Robert Frost.
Trying to stump me, eh? Ta-da!
Cool. Got a Robert Frost shaped.
This doesn't look anything like Robert Frost. Can I walk through your tent? I want to see the parade.
Well, walk through someone else's tent, all right? Do I look like a turnstile to you?
Some festival, huh?
Yeah, pretty busy. My carpal tunnel syndrome's really acting up.
But you don't have any tendons.
Yeah, well, you don't have a tongue, but that doesn't seem to shut you up now, does it?
Could you teach me how to do that?
Well, since you're a beginner, why don't you practice the first step?
Which is?
Blow.
Bang!
Ah, popped another one. Lousy, bony fingers.
Anyone see where it went?
My kid wants another balloon animal.
Ah, jeez, what now?
A dead worm.
Heck, that's easy. There's no limit on those.
Oh, do I have a...
It's a deflated balloon.
Cool. Whatever we want to do with that, I guess we can do something with that.
I don't got the lungs for it.
Aw.
My kid wants another balloon animal.
Ah, jeez, what now?
A dingo?
That's my specialty. Ta-da!
Ooh, it even has teeth. Okay, that was why I couldn't click it. Okay, because I still had the other thing in my hand. The balloon.
My kid wants another balloon animal.
Ah, jeez, what now?
Okay, a cat.
No problem. Ta-da!
Right, let's see.
It's just a regular old balloon dog. I don't see what's so dingo about it. It's a squeaky little kitty.
Aw.
This doesn't look anything like Robert Frost. It's a deflated balloon.
Okay. Guess we get to keep them all.
My kid wants another balloon animal.
Ah, jeez, what now?
I'll have another dingo, please.
Hey, did you lose the one I gave you?
No.
Well, then just enjoy it for a while longer, all right?
Okay, and there's no limit on the other ones. I guess we can get more if we need them.
Do you have any more dead worms back there?
Well, sure.
undead worm, it seems. Oh no, we have several. Okay. Just in order. Okay, that's fascinating.
I don't need the hernia. They're just full of party favors, and I'm not in the party mood. Those crates are completely blocking the sidewalk. What if there were a fire?
We're able to make him pop one, but I guess that's it. We can't get through here. Bit flummoxed here. That sound makes me want to kill
I have
somebody.
to go. That sound makes me want to kill somebody.
You too?
Give him anything. He didn't say he wanted anything, though.
It's some sort of special work order. This deck of cards is a little frayed around the edges. Then again, so am I. And I've got fewer suits. I keep meaning to mark these cards.
What do we do with this card?
I don't feel like pitching cards right now. I couldn't play this card there. I couldn't play this card there. That won't help it get signed. I've got to get this work order signed.
Balloons? Yes, I have a collection of balloons now. A balloon on the car. Keep it from driving away or something?
That's not what balloons are for.
That's what you think. I know exactly that that's what balloons are for.
I remember the year they built that. Mostly.
Okay. Nothing new here. So many rooms in this game, and there seems to be not really a use for them.
It's locked. There she is. The number. Don't think so.
Okay, I can't pick that one up.
Yeah, right. It's locked.
Let's go back up, I guess.
Oh, that's what's making that terrible noise. Oh, that's what's making that terrible noise.
Okay, so I guess I can annoy some people.
Just one more question about my job.
Manny, you know what to do. Stop playing dumb just to flirt with me.
Come on, I know you work for another man besides Don.
What are you talking about?
I know you take memos for Hurley sometimes.
Ah, Manny, just beat it, will ya?
Huh. What are you talking about? So it's not Hurley, but apparently.
So, you going to the Christmas party?
After the spectacle you made of yourself last year, I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Any good gossip?
Well, I heard Domino got a raise.
Por favor, tell me some good news, why don't you?
I still love you.
You're all I really need, belleza. Eva, I really need the boss to sign this work order.
I'll give it a shot. Mr. Copel, I've got Manny Calavera out here to see you.
Didn't I say no interruptions today?
Sorry, Cal.
Can I use the balloon on the door? No.
Big Mr. Bossman doesn't want to be disturbed today.
New shoes.
Oh, that's what's making that terrible noise.
That's not what balloons are for. That's not what balloons are for. I don't got the lungs for it. My scythe. I like to keep it next to where my heart used to be. I don't want to mess up my blade.
Fascinating. A pen on that table. There seem to be pens lying around, but nothing really usable.
I don't want to mess up my blade.
Sorry. Excuse me. Mess up your blade, that's fine. I just want to use the computer. I guess I can't.
Here's Celso's file. That walking stick was too good for him. Nothing in there but my cloak. I'm gonna let it air out some more. Not picking that up.
Did I miss a door or something? I don't think so. Huh.
Where is everybody?
Oh, Manny, did you forget what day it is today?
Oh man, did I come in on Saturday again?
It's the Day of the Dead. Everybody's back in the land of the living, visiting their families like we should be.
Oh. Okay, they're going visiting their families. That's a cool way of describing Day of the Dead. Very bureaucratic.
Why aren't you visiting your family today?
The boss is here, so I gotta be here. How about you, Cal?
No one back there I want to see.
And you don't want Domino here alone, getting all the good leads.
Domino's here?
He's at the poisoning right now, stealing your commission.
Eva, I really need the boss to sign this work order.
I'll give it a shot.
I'll give it a shot.
Mr. Copel, I've got Manny Calavera out here to see you.
Didn't I say no interruptions today?
Sorry, Cal.
Person.
Oh, that's what's making that terrible noise.
Something down here. Can I disguise myself as a poet? Sounds with it, apparently. That's it.
Hey, Manny! Did you get that work order signed yet?
No. Can't we just do it without?
I told you I could lose my job! Manny, if I lose my job...
Hey, don't worry. Just go on back to work. I'll get that work order signed, somehow. Memos are for reading and throwing away, and not much else.
To all agents from Office Manager Don Copel.
All right, you boneheads, thank your lucky stars and get to your friggin' cars! We have a mass poisoning on our hands! Too many dead to assign specific cases, so all clients are first come, first serve! So let's see some hustle out there!
Whatever you say, Jefe. This deck of cards is a little frayed around the edges. Then again, so am I. And I've got fewer suits.
Hey, Manny! Did you get that work?
No.
I told you Manny!
Hey. I'll get that work order signed, somehow. Here's what I need. Wheel. locked.
So many locked doors. And what to do here?
Big Mr. Boss Man doesn't want to be disturbed.
Domino's door is locked.
Maybe, I don't know, break in his door? Maybe with the playing card?
I don't feel like pitching cards right now. Domino's door is locked.
If you remember, like, use a credit card to open a door. Can I go out the window of my office? Okay, I'll check that next.
Domino's door is locked.
Not sure what I'm supposed to do with these. No, it doesn't seem like there's any way I can go out. So what else can we put? This back in.
Memos are for reading and throwing away, and not much else. Memos are for reading and throwing away, and not much else.
Like, as soon as I get closer than this, like the doors are no longer, you know, like the camera is where the doors are, so the windows are.
To all agents.
All right, you bonehead.
Yes.
Whatever you say, Jefe. Domino's door is locked. Domino's door is locked. It's my boss's.
It's my boss's whipping.
Maria has a very big hit target, so I thought, oh, maybe I can do something with the radio, but no, it's all Maria. There. I think they spent too much time on simulating the 3D and letting you walk everywhere than that.
Looks like some sort of crafty mine. just a regular old balloon dog. I don't see what's so dingo about it.
Some of my finest work, don't you think, Sparky?
Red shop? No. Doesn't look like it's interactable at... Oh, wait. Oh, here. Okay. It's just... That spot was
The
smaller
bread
than
of
I
the
thought.
dead. Since I really didn't get to celebrate the festival this year, I think I'm entitled to a little pan de muertos.
Okay. So we have bread now.
The bread of the dead.
So either maybe I can give it to Ava, because she said she has to be there, so maybe I can make her endear her to us that way.
I have to go. That sound makes me want to... You...
See if we can do anything to you.
That wouldn't be a very good use of this special ceremonial bread.
Then let's try to just bribe Ava with it. That might help.
That wouldn't be a very good use of this special ceremonial bread.
It wouldn't? Have you never understood the concept of a bribe?
That...
No. Let's put that back and maybe talk to her again.
Eva, I really need the...
I'll give Mr. Cole.
Didn't I?
Sorry, Cal.
What is the bread for?
Domino's door is locked.
Oops, a slight bug here.
Look out below. My message tube is full of nothing, as usual.
Okay, maybe we broke something.
Domino's door is locked. Well, I gotta go hit the bricks.
Big Mr. Boss Man doesn't want to be disturbed today.
So where is this thing? Where is this machine that we just saw? confused. The graphical glitch there with the bread didn't help either. So it was hard to tell like what was actually going on.
My message tube was full of nothing, as usual.
Let's see if that was just a silly thing or if we can get more. Or if we can do something. Like, I don't think there's a way to combine items in this game. At least I haven't seen anything obvious yet.
I'll just take a little more bread to honor the dead.
So I guess I can do something with it.
The bread of the dead. That wouldn't be a very good use of this special ceremonial bread.
Oh, hi Lucius, sorry I didn't see you. You subbed, thank you. I'm not sure why you would do this, but enjoy your one emote. Thank you. And congrats on affiliate. Yeah, thank you. I'm very happy that that worked out. It was a nice birthday gift, because basically after my birthday stream, I finally had enough people talking in my chat at once that I cleared that first bar and then could get affiliates, so that was nice. So that was the last one. Oh, Flinty. Outright walkthroughs rather than hints. From memory, not Hulu. Flinty, I mean, small hints would probably be useful, but not like exact walkthroughs. But like if I say, oh, I didn't see what happened there, I don't mind if you explain that to me or something, you know, like if I say, oh, it's hard to see. You had to get the founder badge too. Okay, Lucius, yeah, then you're number one first. Woo! Thank you. Well, thank you. It's appreciated. It's not really my goal to have many people subscribing. It was more, you know, I wanted to have a few emotes of my own that I could just make whatever I want. I can use all the 3 emotes. Because you get them as a streamer. So there's that, but didn't really have any bigger plans than that. Like, Flinty, if you can tell me, is there a way to combine items in this game? Or am I assuming right that that's just not a thing here? Like, I would have expected, you know, like I would have tried, you know, like using a balloon with the baguette or something, but I can't really figure out how one would do that. There doesn't seem to be like any UI to that extent. Can I use another balloon with that?
That's not what balloons are for.
Are you sure? Because, you know, This is a game. I think there's something in the garage to combine with the bread. Okay, I guess we'll go to the garage and see if I've missed anything. If I can use anything with the bread. Maybe I'll just find a hot spot that I haven't seen yet. Let's just do the magical waving around and seeing barrels we can't get through.
That's not what balloons are for.
Yes, I didn't want to use the balloon, I want to enter the door. I'm a bit confused that there are so many rooms down here that don't do anything. Can we maybe hole punch the bread?
That wouldn't be a very good use of this special ceremonial bread.
Right. Kind of the screen splitting this game does is kind of, and the whole thing that you kind of zigzag like this is also a bit annoying. There's some rather things. Can I? There is an empty hook, but I don't see any way to interact with that. Doesn't seem like that machine. Use the water fountain. I mean, we've tried earlier and all it did was wake up Glottis, but maybe we can make soggy bread.
That wouldn't be a very good use of this special ceremonial bread.
I think the game would have...
That wouldn't be a very good use of this special ceremonial bread.
Would have hinted more at these things.
That wouldn't be a very good use of this special ceremonial bread.
That's all the things.
That wouldn't be a very good use of this special ceremonial bread.
Does Glottis feel hungry or something? I don't think so.
Hey, Manny! Did you get that work order signed yet?
No. Can't we just do it without?
I told you I could lose my job! Manny, if I lose my job...
Hey, don't worry. Just go on back to work. I'll get that work order signed, somehow.
Okay, for experienced adventure game players, note that there's no way to combine inventory items in Grim Fandango. Okay, yeah, that's fine then. I just don't want it to be, you know, me not understanding the UI. And I mean, this is one thing that, of course, this game being so old, it doesn't actually have a tutorial like you would usually have, where it, you know, tells you, hey, this is how to play an adventure game. So it might be possible to miss something. Does the worm work with the water? You generally haven't played this in many years. Yeah, that actually sounds like something you might try. I mean, I don't know if... It doesn't seem like I can do anything with it, but let's try everything.
That's not what balloons are for.
Apparently, that's not what balloons are for.
That won't help it get signed.
I hope that we could somehow, you know, make it wet and say here, oh, it's washed off, but I did get the signature, it's all fine, or something like that. The usual ruin someone's life by lying to them. So I don't know, that doesn't seem to be... I mean, this laundry thing... Come on, run over there. You can do it. Use
That won't help it get signed. The driver demons operate this somehow, and the company won't tell a salesman how it works. Gotta keep us down somehow. There are lights for wash, rinse, wax, and land of the living, depending on your destination.
The bread
Through there lies the Limbo Highway, and on the other side of that, the land of the living. Not picking that up. Can't go through on foot. People have tried, but they never came back.
Door kind of like, why does it have an arrow if it then insists on you not being able to use it?
It's locked.
Scythe it open. That would make the scythe way too useful. But yeah, I don't know. I don't see any items in the garage that would work.
I don't want to mess up my blade.
Maybe we have to, you know, use 2 items. Did we try the balloons in here yet? Okay, that just opens it. Let's see, can we put any... I don't remember if I actually tried the balloons before.
That's not what balloons are for.
That's what he keeps telling me. Anything from the locker? No, it said it wouldn't.
Nothing in there but my cloak. I'm gonna let it air out some more. Nothing in there but my cloak. I'm gonna let it air out. Not picking that up.
This side.
Ah, the old files.
It's just dignity stuff.
I don't want to reread the old files. It'll just make me sad. Not picking that up.
So there wasn't anything to do there. So all we picked up anywhere is the bread, the balloons, and the cards here. There's anything else here. We can use the computer, but all it tells us is that we can look up the old guys, the guy from the intros files, and it will say, that walking stick was too good for him. So we can't actually do anything with that.
My computer gives me instant access to our
That's all the computer. Let's see, what do we have? We tried the bread. It did something interesting, but didn't really help. Okay, we tried the scythe. We couldn't put back the memo. What can we do with the deck of cards?
Deck of cards just wouldn't help there.
Okay. The form we can't put in here.
That
either.
won't help it get signed.
That's what you say.
That won't help it get signed. I've got to get this work order signed.
Okay, we can just rub that. Wait, that causes static electricity, right? Rubbing a balloon, so maybe... Oh, wait, you mean... There was like a side alley downstairs, you mean that one? Or do you mean here somewhere? Because like here is the end of the map. Outside. Yeah, I remember now, when you say that, I saw the arrow cursor and thought, oh, I'll have to remember to actually try to go in there, and then forgot. Maybe that is the moment. Like on the right there was just highway, there was nothing, but like here was an alley, right? Here, yeah, that's what we forgot. Okay. Let's see.
I don't like the way that eye is looking at me. Not picking that up. Hello?
I think, oh, and down there is...
It's huge. I can't open it.
Is that the door next to Glottis that we didn't have open? Okay, let's see. Can we maybe push the eye with the bread? Seems about the right size. Come on. Select. See if that does anything. Oh, come on.
That wouldn't be a very good use of this special ceremonial bread.
Gotta go, have a good stream. Yeah, thank you, and thank you again for the sub, and love to see you here again, if it helps in any way. Okay, so that eye is looking at us, but we can't use the bread. Can't use the door.
That wouldn't be a very good use of this special ceremonial bread. It's huge. I can't open it.
Oh, we can go farther down. Oh, what's this?
It looks like a rope, but it's really just a bunch of cheap ties tied together.
Oh, cool. Oh, so that took some damage, I guess. Oh, that's maybe how we get into the other guy's office.
Memo from the desk of Don Copal. Hey! Work orders are assigned by my office and are not exchangeable among salesmen. Swapping, selling, and specially stealing work orders will result in severe disciplinary action.
Okay, so the Hurley, what was his name? Horace Hurley, something like that, stole work orders. That's probably why he now sent our driver away. Cool, thanks for that tip.
Just thinking about Don's file system gives me a cold chill. I would love to search Don's office right now, but I'm late for the poisoning.
cool thing people would say. I'm late for the poisoning. Oh, that reminds me, I'm late. Wait, so we have progress here. So that's a good point to say, hey, now what we can find in here. We'll see in a second, but now we're taking our government-mandated break of 5 minutes. Okay, so see you in a moment, I hope. I'll be right back, just and take the opportunity, get up, stretch, and things like that. See you in a bit. Where were we? Here. Oh, and you get some clips. Have fun with those.